Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel The Coding Arc, your gateway to mastering the Linux command line scripting. In this exercise, we will embark on a journey to uncover the incredible powers and versatility of command line. Whether you're a beginner, eager to learn the fundamentals, or an experienced user looking to refresh your skills, this series will satisfy all your needs. Let's get started. Okay, so the first section of this Linux scripting basics will explore an essential skill for every Linux user, that is getting help. Knowing how to seek assistance when using the command line is crucial for mastering the Linux environment. Well, why do you ask? With the vast array of commands and their options available in the Linux, accessing resources like manual pages using the man commands, which essentially is a compilation of documents for different commands. You will get to know what I'm talking about in just a second. So I'm giving a brief overview of what everything will be covered in this section first. Then we will go through each and every one of these commands in detail. Okay, so we will also go over through what is command appropriate, locate, and find, which essentially are used to find the command descriptions and also empowers the user to become proficient in navigating the command line effectively. Okay, so the first one we will do is man command, short for manual. Man is your go-to resource for detailed information about a specific command. Okay, so you can just type man followed by the command's name. In this example, I will use ls command, which basically stands for list. It simply lists the folders and files in your current directory. Okay, so we will find out the description, or you can say everything about this command using the manual pages. Okay, so let's see how it works and enter. Okay, here we go. uh this has the name. As you can see, the manual page provides a wealth of information, including a command's purpose, available option, usage examples, and everything other than that, like links, options, and arguments. Okay, so you will get to know what an options and argument is. Basically, the one thing that it provides is how you can use those commands. For example, you can see here, the command description is given over here, as well as the arguments, that is the options you can use with it. For example, ls lists the directories, so if we use an option a, it will also show us hidden files, just like in Windows, where the files are hidden are not shown directly. So you can see it's a great starting point to know the detailed information about every command that might know or might not know. Okay, so another one is apropos, which is basically used for searching. Okay, so apropos, this is what the command is. Another command that is okay, I will include it later. The apropos command basically allows you to search for commands related to specific keywords. You can simply use approps, COMPRESS, to get a list of command that matches the keyword. So you can see these are all list of commands that matches these keywords. Compress. These commands are basically one or another in one or another way related to compressing something. Okay. So another one that is very useful is what is command. What is? It will help you to know what command are you using. So for example, when we say what is ls, it shows what the command does. It lists the directory contents. That is, it will list the content of directory that you are currently in if it is used without any argument. Okay. Another one is which command. This command is useful. You can say at times you may have multiple installations of command or utility on your system. The which command comes to the rescue in this kind of situation. It helps you to determine the location of an executable file associated with the command. For example, I can say which ls. So what will it give us? That the command ls we are using is from user ben ls, or you can say which grep. This command is also present in the grep. There may be cases where multiple ls commands are present in the system. To know which command you are currently using, you can use the which ls or which command name to determine which you are going to use. Okay. uh, Now this is over. Another one is locate or mlocate. Okay. So another helpful tool for finding commands or file is the locate command. It searches a pre-built database to locate files based on their names or patterns. However, for this command to work, the database need to be up to date. Basically, what I would like to say is locate. Let's say, mm, I would say desktop Linux or distros. It might not be installed, so you can simply install it using the command line. That is sudo. Sudo is basically used to grant administrative privileges to run the command. Okay, administrative privileges simply means giving full access, so everything can be bypassed. I would say it is a dangerous command to run and not recommended for beginners to use. Okay, so plocate. Oh, okay. I interrupted it accidentally. Uh, yeah, done. So basically, before we use the locate command, we need to update the database. So how you can do it is this. First, type in sudo, that is granting administrative privileges to the command that we are going to run next. And the command that we want to run to update the database is update db. Okay, done. Now you can use the locate command to locate anything that you want to find. For example, locate desktop. Yep, these are all the desktops. These are all the paths to desktop, different desktops you can find. So for example, I have a user share profile desktop entry. This has the keyword desktop in it, and it has given me the entire path to it. You can also use a find command. There's something called command known as find, which can be used to find something that you are going to use. You like you want to search for a certain text file in certain directory. Okay. uh, okay, I want to search for text files in desktop directory. Now currently desktop does not have a text file, it is empty. So I will just create a text file in it first. Don't worry, I will get to it, to what cd command is, what ls command is, and everything is. Okay, so just let me create a text file very quickly. Okay, so I've just typed out some random gibberish. I will just write it out using control o, enter, and then exit. We can use the cat command to show that this file is not empty. This is the contents of test.txt file. Okay, don't worry, these commands about this cat touch and other commands will come back to it in later in the video. So ls, okay, now let's just find out this text file that we are going to find. So what we'll do is I will type in the command name and give it the path where I want to find the text file. Okay, desktop. This is the path, relative path from where I am to the desktop. And then I will ask it to get the name of all the files that are text. Yep, you can see that there is a single file known as test.txt. So I have found it, and this is how you can use the find command. Well, let's do a quick recap of what we have learned. Remember to use the map command for detailed information on specific command, whether you are unsure of the exact command you need to try. You can use appropriate what if or which to find relevant commands. And lastly, locate and find will be your allies when you're searching for files on your system. Okay. So that covers our first section. Then we will move on to the second section. That is the common commands you will be learning. The first command that we'll explore is ls, which stands for list. That is ls. It basically allows us to view the contents of a directory. So just let's see it in action. Ls. Okay. I've already done this ls command a few times before this, so I think you have got quite a grasp of what this is doing. It is basically listing the directories that are present in my current directory or current from the place where I'm currently in. As you can see, uh, these are the directories that are present. You can also use options with it. You can simply change the behavior of a command using these options. Okay, so for example, if I use an option A, it will allow ask the command to not only show the documents but also show the hidden folders. So these all dot folders are hidden folders which are shown here. Okay, similarly, you can use multiple options together. For example, I will use A to show hidden files, L to show the list in a long list that is in a horizontal manner, and T to show the time and display it according to the time it has been created. Yep, so you can see that it has been shown in horizontal format. Every hidden file is present and it has been shown in the order of time of creation or a modification, you can say. As you can see, this ls commands provide a detailed list of files directories in the correction location. The different options help us to customize the output and view additional information. It's a handy command for navigation exploring directories. Okay, another command is pwd, which simply stands for print working directly. It allows us to know the current directory we are working in, and you can simply type in pwd without any argument and click enter. It will show us the current absolute path where we are. What I mean by absolute path is, uh, you can basically think of this forward backslash, the first backslash as C drive in your Windows if you have used Windows, and then after that we have a home directory and the coding arc directory, and this is where currently we are. It is showing where we are currently working in. Okay, this is especially useful when navigating through complex directory structures or when writing script that require absolute file paths. Now we are over with that. Let's move on to mkdir command. This is the simplest command, I think. One of the simplest command and one of the most useful commands in it. It simply enables us to create new directories or folders. Okay. So mkdir and the directory name. Whatever is the directory name will be created. So we will do ls again to show that this dir directory has been created. We can also create multiple directories using mkdir command like this: directory 1, directory 2, directory 3. So basically every space allows us to create a new directory. So ls, and yeah, you can say 3 directories are created in directory 1, directory 3, directory 2. We can also use it to create nested directory. Okay, uh, there is an option called as uh, dash p mkdir dash p and the path to the nested directory. Oh, sorry, just a sec. Yep, and the path to nested directory. So let's say I want to create a directory, a nested directory in desktop. I want to create uh, documents in it. I want to create the folder 2023 and July, which is the current month. So what will happen here is it will create If okay, so first of all, let me talk about if the directory already exists, it will do nothing to it. If any directory does not exist, then it will create it and will also create all the directories within it. Okay, so if we do this and cd into desktop, you can see a documents folder has been created. Then we will go to the documents, and here you can say 2023 is created. We will again go to this, and you can say July has been created. So what we can say is it is very useful for creating nested directories. So if you want to create a complex directory structure with multiple level of nested directions without worrying about creating parents manually, you can use this command. Okay, so now let me just show you a command that is just opposite to it. We have already created a directory. Now what do I do when I want to remove this? Okay, uh, first of all, I would like to introduce you to a command that is used for removing files, how you can remove it using how you can use it to remove folders later. Okay, so this command is known as rm. We will simply type the command and then the argument, that is the file that we want to delete. So this directory does not have a single file, so we'll go to the desktop again. As you can see, we have a test.txt file. So what we'll do, rm and then text tab, and yep, done. Test.txt. Yep, here you go. The file has been removed. Similar to how mkdir works, we can remove multiple files using spaces. So for example, rm test.txt and then test1.txt, test2.txt. It will remove all three of these files if those files exist. If that does not exist, it will simply return an error. Okay. Another one is the R option, which is used for deleting directories and their contents recursively. Now, this is a directory document. If I do just rm documents, it will just show me an error. Okay, it is a directory. But what we can do is we can use an R option and then documents. It will remove everything that the document has as well as anything within the document. Okay, including all the files and subdirectories within it. So caution, be careful when using rm/r commands because it permanently deletes files and directories and the operations cannot be done. Always double check your command and make sure you intend to delete the specific files and directories. Using r command is necessary when you want to delete directories, as rm command does not delete directories by default, to avoid accidentally deleting important data. Now let's move on to the next command, that is touch. It simply allows us to create new files or update the timestamp of existing files, which simply can be used when you want to change the modification or access time of file without making any changes to its content. So for example, that is, I just create a file known as file.txt. The file has been created. Okay. If I do ls -t to know what the time pass. Oh, okay. Just a sec. Long listing with time. You can see it has been created at 0020. Now it is 0021. If I do touch file txt again, now what will happen is the command will simply update the time that has been modified without changing the content of the file. Okay, it is mostly used for scripting, so you won't get the use of the timestamp detail now in this video, but it is very useful later in the scripting videos. Now, similar to other commands, you can create multiple files by using spaces. So, file 1, file 2, file 3. It will simply create three different files without any hitch. So, you can see that. Yep, three files has been created. So, we can say that the touch command is handy when we need to create an empty file or update a timestamp of a file. It is often used in scripting scenarios. So, you will learn it, what are the additional uses of it, and later in the video. Okay, so moving on, we have the new mv command, which stands for move. It enables us to move the files and folders from one location to another. So what we can simply do is type the command name, the file name as an argument, and the destination or the path where I want to move it. So I will say from here, uh, I will move it to slash home slash, yeah, I will just move it to slash home. Okay. Okay. So slash home is basically within say root directory on an upper level, so it is not allowing us to move it there, but we can use sudo mv file.txt slash home, and it is done. Yep. Now what we can do is cd double dot. This is our home directory, or you can say pw. You can use pwd. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is our home directory. So you can just move it. We have just moved the file here. You got how we did it? You can also do another thing, that is change the name of the file, that is mv file.txt to the new file name, whatever it is. And what oh, everything is in home, so what happens is it basically requires permission or administrative privileges to anything here. So I will just go to the desktop and do it here, so we do not require sudo permissions again. Okay, so here we are. Now I want to move. Okay, so there's nothing in file 1, file 2, file 3, so let's just append some values in it. I will say hello, then do control D, and done. Now when we do cat file 1, yeah, it has already been filled with hello. Now what we'll do is, now we can just use move file 1, that is the old file name, to the new file name, that is new. I will just write it at txt. So I will tell you later how this .txt works, but what basically happens in Linux is these .txt's, this whatever after the dot does not determine anything about the file. Rather, the metadata is already included, so you don't have to necessarily write .text to make it a text file. Now we will do ls. Then you can see that file 1 has become the new .text file. Okay. I mean, this is it for the move command. We can easily relocate files and directories. It is also used, allows us to rename files by specifying a different destination name, and etc. You can go through the man command page to know more about it. So let's move on to the next command, that is the cp command, which simply stands for copy. It simply enables us to create copies of files and directories. So let's see if we have a text file here. Nope. So we'll go to desktop where we have three text files. We will simply do is copy new.txt to the destination we want. Now I would say I would go to home. Then okay, another way to do it is we can simply type double dot to go upstream once. Okay, once we have gone to the upper folders, you can find that we have these folders in the upstream directory. We will choose any one of these. I will simply choose dir1 where I want to copy, and done. It will simply copy it. So let's see if it has been copied. Yep, as you can see, new.txt has been copied. The difference, one thing I would like to say is the difference between move and copy command is simply the move command simply takes the original file and pastes it into the other directory that we are specifying as an argument. The copy command simply creates the copy of it and pastes it in the argument or the path we have provided as an argument without deleting the one that is already present. So if we again go to desktop, we can see the new.txt is also present here. Now, similar to the move command, we can use cp command to copy the content of this file to, let's say, file 2. And what happened is file 2 has been appended with the values or the contents of new.txt file. It also has a dash r option which is used to copy directories and their contents recursively. I want to copy the content of desktop. So first of all, I will just go back and see. I want to copy the contents of desktop to documents, or let's say downloads. So what we'll do is cp dash r as an option recursive. We will go upstream ones, or you can say we just can specify desktop because desktop is not in upstream directory. It is present in our current directory. We will go from desktop to downloads. Okay, there is no such. So yeah, this is it. Oh, okay. Yep. So everything that was in the desktop has been copied to download. So you can say here, yep, everything in desktop directory along with the desktop directory itself has been copied here. Okay. Similarly, you can copy multiple files using spaces and whatnot. So the last command I will display the last. There are two commands remaining. So the last command are cat and less. The first command cat simply stands for concatenate. It simply allows us to view and concatenate the contents of file. So if I just do cat and a file name, so the file name is not present here. So I will just do desktop because I already know the path where the file is present. New.txt. So the text file new.txt which is present in the desktop folder contains hello. So it simply shows the contents of the file. We can also use multiple files, and you can concatenate multiple files and display their contents using commands with you can say spaces. So desktop slash new.txt and then desktop slash file1. Okay, so there's no such file known as file1. We can just go through it and check, but there's nothing such as file1, so that's why it gave us an error. We can simply try it again using, you can say, file2. Yep, what happened here is it showed the text of both the files one after another and concatenated it, that is appended the contents after pasting it one after another. And the last command is echo command, which is very frequently used. So the best is whatever you write in echo between, you can say, double quotes will be outputted as text to the terminal. So yep, this is how it outputs it. It is used for multiple things. We will see it in our basic scripting classes. So that basically concludes our exploration of some of the most common commands in Linux. So far, we have covered ls for listing files and directories, pwd for printing the current directory, mkdir for creating directories, rm for removing files and directories, touch for creating or modifying file the timestamp with the timestamp, mv for moving files and directories, cp for copying files and directories, cat for displaying file content and concatenating the contents of file, echo for printing messages. These commands form the foundation of your command line generally, enabling you to efficiently manage files and directories, automate tasks, and interact with your Linux system. Before we wrap up, I want to give a quick shout out to our popular Node series. If you are interested in the learning how to build powerful web application using Node.js, be sure to check that series out on our channel. Also, don't forget about our Git and GitHub series where we dive deep into the version control and collaborations. It's a much must watch for developers looking to enhance their skills and workflow along with their team skills. Thank you.